The pulley system that pulled them back upriver. We couldn't pull them out. And you can see some of the remnants of it right here. There's concrete on the right side. Used to pull the boats back up here. Now back in '96, we had some ice flow that came through and took part of the pulley system out. They rebuilt it. November that year, we had a flood. Took it out again. They call it twist and switch over the years. We've only been using these whitewater rafts since 1996.
What's whitewater raft?
A raft meant to go in white water. Look how the metal bar bent in the force of the water.
Now, if everybody can see the bridge we're at the pass under, way up there, about 115 feet above our heads.
115 feet.
Now, if you can believe it, back in 2011, when Hurricane Irene hit the United States, we got so much rain up here, 11 inches in an 18-hour period, that the water was only 10 feet below that bridge. About 100, 105 feet above where we are now.
Wow, that was 2011, Nathaniel. This year Francesco's born.
Now, this area is called the Granite Flume. It's the most narrow section of the entire chasm, about 12 feet wide at the most narrow. Now, because it's so narrow, it's also the deepest section. Just like when you put your thumb over a garden hose and it comes out faster, higher pressure, it's the same principle through here. It's about 60 feet deep right here.
60 feet?
Yeah, that's what he said.
About 20 meters.
So that's 115 feet, and that's 60 feet. How high is it?
So well surface area to come through.
115
the
plus
bottom is just eroding away from that high pressure underneath us. But it really gives credence to the old saying, still waters run deep, because it's the deepest section, but it's also the calmest. It's only on top of the water.
So how high is it to the bottom of the water?
275?
I think he said 115.
I'm sure everybody can notice all this rock is layered pretty well, like pages in a book. This is all Potsdam sandstone.
125?
Same type of rock you find in the Grand Canyon.
Mommy!
It's Mommy!
Now this all formed about 520 million years ago. This was all underwater in an ocean called the Vermont Sea. All the silt and sediment laid to rest on the bottom of the ocean was formed into these layers of rock from heat and pressure.
You heard he said about this at the bottom of the ocean?
Spinning us around, we look back upriver, see something pretty cool. Looks like we're going downhill. Now, that's all an optical illusion. The way these layers of rocks were pushed up by heat and pressure underneath, over the last couple million years ago. Now, because of that, the water is very flat. We've only gone about an inch down in elevation since stable rock. It gives that optical illusion.
De dénivellation, c'est juste les roches qui
Everybody
ont
can
été
see
formées.
right off the front of our boat, this big giant broken rock. We call that a broken needle. Broke off about 100 years ago when water seeped in there, and then over winter froze and expanded and broke that off. Now it's been pretty steady up there for about 100 years. This morning it started to shake a little bit though. You guys saw those sticks up in the crack? I had to shimmy up there and put them up there to brace them. And if you believe that, I was hitting the Brooklyn Bridge for $100. Talk to me after the ride about that.
We're going down that white water.
White
Let's
water.
talk to you guys a little bit about the old boats we used to use.
How deep is it?
Remaining right here off our right side. It's
How
protected
deep is it?
behind this little rock wall. The only reason it's still there. What happened? This pulling, big 2,000-pound canoes back upriver. And then the guys would hook it off onto the rock right ahead of us. Then they'd run up this alcove to the right, back to Table Rock, and then the two guys would pull it the rest of the way by hand. Like I said, we used that for 123 years. I'm happy that I don't have to do that. I like these whitewater boats. They're a lot easier. A lot more fun, too.
What's the name of this boat?
What's the name of this boat? This is the SS Fellow Princess.
Yeah, we haven't started the tubing yet.